Hello class, today we are going to have a special lesson on DC Universe Classics Wave 9, figure number 4, Black Adam, which includes our Collect and Connect figure piece, which you can see there. It's going to be a big leg, which spans like the whole width of the packaging. And there we can see Black Adam in all of his evil, sometimes goodness. I'm not sure. I guess we'll get to that when we get to the biography. But just a quick look at the packaging. Now, one thing, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but if we look at the packaging, especially up near Black Adam himself, we can see that molded in the plastic, it looks like it's supposed to be energy or electricity coming off of him, because when he yells Shazam, you get the bolt of lightning, and then he turns into Black Adam, or into his alter ego, whom we'll talk about, I guess, in a second. So there we go. I like that, just that extra detail. They didn't need to do that, but that actually is kind of cool. So, that's the front. On the side here, it comes with a left leg, which we can see there, which is actually like a tree trunk. It's huge. Then on the back, let's see, some of the other figures in this wave. There's Wildcat, Deadshot, Guardian. Who cares about Guardian? Anyways, Black Adam, that's who we're talking about. Mantis, Black Canary, Green Arrow, who comes with a figure stand, and all these dudes you can get pieces to build. Chemo, or Chemo. I can never remember which one it is. Actually, saying I don't remember is wrong. I don't know. So if you hear me go back and forth, that's why. Anyways, the biography on Black Adam. Granted powers by the wizard Shazam. Oh, Teth Adam was magically transformed into the super being Black Adam whenever he uttered the wizard's name. After being corrupted by his power, the wizard stripped Adam of his magic and placed the abilities in a scarab amulet. Which, I believe, is that amulet there. So somehow he got it back. Anyways. Finding the amulet, there you go. Theo, or maybe Teo Adam, used his power to murder his associates, the parents of Billy and Mary Batson, that bastard. In an act of reform, he joined the Justice Society of America. However, he uses the power of Shazam to whatever end he sees fit, be it good or evil. So he's kind of he's on the fence. He swings both ways. Okay. And then finally, for some of his statistics, he first showed up in Marvel Family #1 in December of 1945, a long time ago. Let's see, his real name is Teth Adam. His occupation is villain and occasional hero. And his base of operations is in New York City. His special abilities is he possesses the powers of 6 Egyptian gods. Shu for stamina, Hero for speed, Ammon for strength, Zeuit for wisdom, Aton for power, and Mehen for courage. I probably didn't say those right, but I did my best. So don't get upset if I didn't, because you know what? I don't care. So, there's the other side of the package. There is our look at Black Adam in the package. We're going to open this up and have a closer look. So we'll be back in a second. So, here we've got our occasional hero, Black Adam. And I'll give you a quick look at him all the way around. You can see this thing here on the back. That's actually one of those clear rubber bands. So there he is. Now that rubber band I was talking about, it is holding on this little scarab medallion that's on his chest held by a chain, and that's just the way it was packaged, and I think I'm going to leave it like that, because chances are I'll lose it otherwise. I'll have it standing somewhere, stupid cat will knock it over, and it'll be gone. Now for the color scheme for Black Adam, I think for the most part it's what we would expect from him. He's mostly black, probably hence the title. He's got a little bit of yellow on him, he's got the gold colored bracers, and his hair is supposed to be black, but if we look a little bit closer, see, there we go. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up. There's actually blue highlights in it. Now, it doesn't strike me as the kind of thing Black Adam would do, but his hair is actually a mixture of blue and black. I don't know if it's just this one, or it was that way with the whole production run. I think it's supposed to be kind of highlights to show that, you know, he has hair and not just black paint on his head. But actually, the more I look at it, the more noticeable it seems, and if I had any skill in these kind of things, I'd probably go over it with a black paint myself to fix it, because it seems kind of, well, stupid. I'll leave it at that. But the rest of the colors, you know, are pretty good. There's some skin color for his hands and his face, and Yeah, and it's really hard to see, but they spent a fair bit of work trying to give him a decent paint job for his face. There we go. It's not just one flat color, they've actually brushed in some extra tone, and his eyes are pretty well detailed, even though he's kind of squinty. He's looking into the sun too much. He's got these huge eyebrows. Now the only other thing is that, and again, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but there's a couple of marks here on his face. There's a little bit of red there, a little pock mark there, and a little bit blue up here. I don't know how well we can see that. But again, I think that's probably just the individual figure. From a little bit of a distance, you can't tell as much. And actually, something else, the boots, much like Captain Marvel was, his boots that are supposed to be yellow, I don't know how well we can pick it up, have little red tinges on there. Now, in terms of the articulation, well, you know what, he's a DCUC figure, so most of it's the same. His head's, gonna spin all the way around. Same with his shoulder, he's gonna rotate there at the bicep. He's got the bendy elbow, which is nice. His hand rotates at the wrist. He's got that joint in the middle of the torso, so he can kind of shift up and down. He can do the full red tornado kind of twist at the torso. His leg goes forward, back, out to the side. We can bend there, or sorry, rotate at the thigh, thank you. We can bend his knee, and then his ankle is going to bend a little bit as well. Now, in terms of, I guess, of the sculpt as well, you know what, I hate to say it, and I know this goes for a lot of the DCUC figures, it's pretty much the same as, well, most of them. The legs are almost entirely the same as anything else. He's got the belt here at his waist. The chest is more or less the same as all of them. His head they did do a fair bit of work on, which is kind of nice. He's got the pointy ears. He kind of reminds me of Namor, the Submariner from Marvel. But I think Black Adam would probably take him in a fight, because I always thought Namor was kind of a douche. And he's got the kind of Dracula Widow's Peak going on here. Looks pretty good. And his little amulet, if you can get a look at that, that's actually decently detailed as well. I think it's supposed to be a scarab. I don't know really the details of that, except all of the gods that he uses to summon his powers are all Egyptian gods, so I guess that must have something to do with it. Maybe it's because, you know, for every once in a while there's this phase where everybody likes Egyptian stuff and they've got little pyramids and crap like that, and maybe that's what happened with Black Adam. I don't know. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out about Black Adam is, since he's kind of the evil version of Captain Marvel, we should probably compare him to Captain Marvel over here. Now, Captain Marvel, like a lot of the other DCUC figures, it's a lot of the standard stuff. He's got the extra little bit here on his chest, but what we can see is that the arms pretty much going to be identical. The chest is more or less identical, with the exception of that extra little bit on his vest. The belt is a little bit different, but look at that, even the boots are pretty much the same. So the whole lower half, with the exception of that belt, is the same figure. And of course, Captain Marvel here has that stupid little shoulder cape thing. I think that's stupid. You should get rid of it. So, in that respect, you know what? I think this probably was an easy figure to do. All they really had to do was resculpt the head, and they pretty much had a body they could already use. But you know what? It's not that bad. I don't know too much about Black Adam, the character. He never showed up in Justice League, which is most of my knowledge of DC characters. He was in that Batman Shazam movie, which was, what, the return or the rise of Black Adam, and while I did not enjoy that movie, it was kind of cool seeing him. I know he's in DC Universe Online, which is kind of cool. I don't know much about him, but I do kind of like him. I think there's supposed to be a Shazam movie coming out where he's going to be the bad guy. So, would I have picked up this figure on its own? I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. But one of the main reasons to get it is this. You get a big green leg. This is part of the leg for chemo. I'm going to keep going back and forth on that. I guess we'll look at that more when we finally build the big stupid robot, or pile of radioactive waste, or I don't know what the hell he is. Doesn't matter. But there it is. You get that with your Black Adam. If I was going to give this figure a grade, you know what? I give it a grade of a B-. It's a little bit better than average, just because I do like the face. The paint on the top of his head, which is blue, there's a good look at it. We can see that it's blue and not black, which mildly annoys me. I like the little scarab amulet, but it's kind of one of those, the character, they don't have too much to work with, because he's kind of just the dark version of Captain Marvel here. So in a lot of ways, he's going to be pretty similar. I think that's going to be our look at Black Adam. So thank you very much. Class is dismissed.